Hey, what's up with it, King? What's up with it, Queen? You already know who it is. It's your big brother, Demont Pope, author of Purpose Over Pointless Excuses. Yeah. Hey, listen, every week I've been bringing you special guests trying to add value on top of value on top of value. Well, listen, this week is nothing different. I got another very special guest for you. I know you're excited about her. I know you want to know what we got going on. But first, if you haven't already done it, I need you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe, so you know when we're doing something. Hit that notification bell, okay? All right, so without any more delay or without any more wasted time, I want to introduce to some, right, and present to others my very special guest, Miss Rayne Horton. Yeah! What's up, Rayne? How you doing, sis?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day to be alive, as Whitney Simmons always says.
Hey, absolutely. Absolutely. It's an honor. Thank you, first of all, Queen, for gracing us with your presence. I know you're busy. You got a lot of things going on. So I thank you for taking the time out to join me on this platform as we speak purpose and speak life into the viewers and the listeners. All right. So
thank you. Honestly, it's an honor.
Hey, well, listen, the honor is all mine. I'm grateful. Okay. I'm grateful. So now let's do this, because I know they want to know who you are, right? Let the people know, right? Who is Rayne Horton, excuse me, put some respect on it. And what exactly is it that you do? Get me right now. Get me right.
Yes, absolutely. So my name is Rayne, as Demont already said. I'm born and raised in Houston, Texas, and I'm the owner and founder of I'm the founder and CEO of Sanctuary Homes Travels. And with my brand, we maximize your experience at minimal cost. So I teach others how to travel, and I'm an event coordinator. So I want to make sure that no matter what experience, you are going to be having a memorable time the entire time with no stress.
I love that. I love that. So you are founder and CEO, right?
Yeah.
Of come on now, ride with me on this. Founder and CEO, right? You are a travel consultant, right? And
Yes,
as well as a business consultant. So it's safe to say that you be putting in work pursuing your purpose. Am I right, Rayne?
Absolutely. So, hey, I love the business side. I do. When it comes into, personal credit and business credit, they really go hand in hand together. And if I'm going to start a business, I need to be knowledgeable about this, right? I need to be knowing the process so that I'm not just performing it myself, but I actually know how to execute and teach you the same. So it all flows together, because on the business side, as the consultant, then I'm going to make sure that you know how to properly structure your business so that you're legally compliant and able to succeed in that business for years to come. But you can pass that on to your family for generations and start learning how to flip your money around to travel for free.
Wow. That's amazing. Like that's amazing. Like, and you said the word learning. And I'm always about learning. Like I'm a lifelong learner. I'm a lifelong student. The whole world, right, is my university, right? So let me ask you this. How long have you been doing what you're doing right now, helping people learn how to travel for free, to add value to their family, to experience different parts of the area, something different than what's outside of their front door? How long have you been doing this?
Right. So informally, about 4 to 6 years. And I say informally because we weren't structured, right? We weren't actually founded. But honestly, truly, my travel journey started back in about high school. So that's way longer than 4 years ago, man. We're not going to count ages, but however, I started traveling with my mom and my youngest brother, who was born my freshman year of high school, because I showed livestock. And so for those of y'all that are familiar with FFA, you can raise livestock since they're a baby and then show them to be on the market or breed for more production. So I'm heavily involved into the agriculture and country life, but getting to see new parts of the states is what kind of got the gears grinding. I then got to college, went on my very first study abroad trip, and y'all, I took the high road. I'm always go big or go home. Y'all know I'm from Texas. So I went to Australia and
okay, come on with it. Talk about it.
Right. I went to Australia, and from there, I just thought, wow, there's so much of the world that I have not seen. I'm from one of the biggest state, or the biggest state, and I'm from one of the biggest cities in the nation, in Houston. Wow. But I feel like there was just so much that I had to explore. And so that from there, I just started learning how to travel on a budget, because as a college student, you don't have a lot of funds. So from there, I started maximizing my resources, and then getting into the credit industry as an adult. Well, the options are endless from there.
Come on now. Come on. Now you said something, right, that I like. I want to point out. I like to highlight different topics. I mean, different points that my guests make. You said so that you can travel on a budget. Now I'm gonna wipe my sweat because it's getting hot. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
you learn how to travel on a budget. And I'm gonna show you why that's important, why that's key, because we have a lot of people, young and old, Rayne, and they don't know how to travel on a budget. They travel and then they exceed the budgeted amount, which means that the expense is more, right, than the amount of money that they had allotted for the travel, meaning that they're going broke trying to travel. So traveling on a budget, that's wisdom. But again, we're talking about having some form of financial literacy, some form of education about financing, so that you know that you're not supposed to spend it just because you have that full amount in your hand. You're not supposed to spend it all at one time. So I just want to highlight that so we can give people maximum value, maximum impact. You get what I'm saying? Let me ask you this, Rayne. Since we on this point, what was the motivation, right? Or what was the inspiration, right, behind you starting your business?
My family. My family is my purpose. That is my main rock. Always has been. I always say, you know, it takes a village, but that really goes for all of us. And so it took a village to create the woman that I am today and still growing to be. However, my family is my why. I want to make sure that we not only have freedom for financially, but time freedom. There's so much to explore, right? But how are we going to do it if we don't have the time to do it? If we're just constantly working, and not actually receiving any reward or taking that time to relax and unwind, you got to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Absolutely. And that's biblical. I mean, I ain't trying to go there and take them there, but look, man, listen, the wisest king that ever lived, the richest king that ever lived, like with all the wisdom, all the riches in the world, he said he found everything to be pointless or vanity, right? Pointless. That's that word, y'all. He found it all to be pointless except one thing, that man, right, rejoice in the fruit of their labor. And he said that is the gift from God. So being able to enjoy what you work for, Rayne, like you hit a key point right there. And I wanted the listeners to catch that point. I wanted them to catch that point because so many people don't understand that. So many people don't have a reason. What you just said is you had a why, you had a motivation, you had a reason other than yourself to push you when you felt like giving up or something like that. So shout out to you. Kudos to you, Queen, for pursuing your purpose because you wanted to do something for the other members of your family. Like, I love that. Thank you so much. Now, since we on this vein, can I ask you another question? Can we dig a little bit deeper? I want to ask permission.
Hit that pain point.
All right, now, since we talking about your why, your reason for what you're doing it, the motivation, inspiration behind it, let's talk about how that business, right? Let's talk about how what you do, how it helps other people. Like, how does your business add value or help other people?
Yes, absolutely. So I know that we did target that education aspect, and that's so big for me, is educating the community. It's something that was important to me, even coming out of high school. I was a first generation college student, and boy, oh boy, trying to figure out those ropes on your own is not fun. Wow. I say I had my village, and that's so true. You know, I had the support, but that was more the emotional or mental support. That physical support they weren't able to give me because they just didn't know. Wow. And so making sure that students, especially Black and Brown students, know exactly the process and the options that we have available aside from what we're accustomed to was important to me. And so giving back to the community through education and opportunities that's my goal. That's what I like to add value to. And speaking of, that's what I'm doing actually this weekend. I have a free passport workshop going on. So we can't go nowhere if we don't have our passports, right?
Come on, talk about
I
that.
give out those flight deals, and yeah, you can fly round trip internationally for $1 something to $3 something, but you can't catch that deal if you don't have your passport. So these simple little educational aspects is something that I want to give out to the community so that we can all, like I said, benefit in the end.
Wow, wow, wow. You said you created a business so that you can give out. Like, I want everybody to know what you're saying here. Like, you created a business, you created a service, you created a product, right? In order for you to give out information. And the information that you give out is educating, right? All those who apply the information, it's educating them. You're adding value. Wow.
They can pass on, you know, and if we're educating, all getting to experience it, and it's just going to repeat, right? It's just going to pass along.
Yeah. Come on now. Listen, if you're already getting value from what she's saying, I need you to hit the thumbs up button. I need you to hit the subscribe if you haven't already. The notification bell too, so that you know when we're posting new content. Also, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section, right? We like to engage with our listeners. Rayne, again, this is an incredible interview. I'm about to go a little bit further. I'm about to get a little bit personal in your business, if that's okay with you, right? I'm about to ask you a question. Now, challenge. Let's talk about challenges, right? Yes. Because I want people to know that just because you enjoy what you're doing, right? Just because you enjoy educating, empowering, and enabling people, like just because you enjoy, right, giving people, right, access to travel, right, affordably, right? Just because you enjoy that doesn't mean that every day is perfect, or it doesn't even mean that everything goes your way sometime or all the time. So let's talk about challenges, right? Rayne, what is a challenge that you're facing in your business right now, and how are you handling that challenge?
Absolutely. So my biggest challenge in my business at the moment is ads and marketing. That is something that I am just not great at, but the counterpart to that is I'm learning the importance of leaning on others for help. So there's a piece of you that is so strong. I bet that there's another piece that is an area of growth. And so what my expertise may be is not somebody else's, but they have a piece that they can add to me. And so building a team to add value to each other is the biggest key right now in my business. The other key point that I would say is an area where I think as entrepreneurs in general, we all may struggle with is consistency. And not necessarily just right now, but it can waver, right? With consistency comes that dedication. And for me, the way to combat that has been mindset. I completely changed my morning routine. I wake up and I don't get on my phone immediately. I pray, I drink water, I write my goals and affirmations and truly go through them 5 times. I think it was Eric Thomas. If you don't know him, check him out, you know, but he recently has said that, you know, make sure that you're affirming what you want for yourself, what you believe in. And I'm telling you, when you speak something into existence, it will come. So making sure that that mindset is right, and I'm staying dedicated over that motivation, because we're not always going to be motivated.
Come on.
That's really what it is. You will not always be motivated. There's times where running an Airbnb or trying to make sure that your travel attendees are making their appointments on time, things don't always work how we want them to. When do things ever go as expected? Let's be honest. Right. So making sure that you're just dedicated to your purpose and being consistent with those goals, that's how you overcome any type of lack of motivation or feeling that things are getting too stressful.
Come on now. So you went from, you went from talking about a challenge that you've had to basically just doing a whole hour of power right quick in a few minutes, right? Because you talked about the challenge of just, doing ads and marketing, right? And then you realize it's a challenge, right? Because it's difficult. It's something challenging. It's not your area of expertise, but you realize your weakness, right? I want them to know what you're saying here. You realized your weakness, meaning you was aware of yourself, your limitations. And because you knew that, guess what? Someone else may be better in this area. You knew, because you've done the research, that it's wiser to build a team that are strong in the areas where you are weak. So you're in the process of building a team. And then you also talked about one of the most important things that I don't want them to forget about this interview. You talked about mindset, Rayne. You talked about mindset. Just because it's a challenge, just because it's a problem, just because it's an obstacle, right, doesn't mean it's the end of the road. I like to say, listen, where you are right now does not have to be the end of your story or your chapter. All you have to do is turn the page and write another sentence. Turn the page and write another sentence. So Rayne, thank you so much for basically giving us something practical that they can take away right now. And y'all can start doing that tomorrow. Like, you can start changing your mindset tomorrow. You can start looking for team members tomorrow. Am I right, Rayne? Do they need to wait a week or two? Like, how long do they need to wait to start implementing what you just said?
Now. The time is now.
Right,
the time right now. And my biggest thing, and I've always said this, it goes back into mindset a little bit, but you never know when the next second is your last second, right? So I have to take advantage of the time that I do have, because I may miss out by not just taking advantage of that one opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, listen here. Now, that's a lesson. That's a lesson. Like, I haven't even asked the next question, but you are already talking about a lesson. Because oh my goodness, I hope y'all learning something from that. Let's ride into the next question, since you all on it. It's like, I love the way this is flowing. So since you're talking about lessons, since you're talking about learning things, right, let us know, what is one of the most important lessons that you've learned over your career? Even if it's what you've already stated, just reiterate it. Let us know crystal clear what the most important lesson that you've learned over your career.
You know, I actually haven't stated it, but it's something that one of my business coaches has been very keen on.
Come on.
And the times that I get stressed out and I'm like, man, this just isn't going right. What am I doing wrong? I'm not doing anything wrong. Be patient and run your own race. That has been the biggest lesson for me. Like I said, that ADHD had kicked in when I went and switched gears earlier, but that's how my mind is constantly going, right? It's always on go, and it makes me want to constantly be on go. But sometimes you do need to take a step back and realize you are on the right path. You just need to run your own race and don't compare to what the next person is doing.
I love it. Be patient, run your own race. And let me ask you this real quick. It's a secret, right? Like, when do they need to start implementing those two principles?
Ooh.
Do they need to wait? Do they need to wait until they get more education? Or could they start learning how to be patient right now and focus on their own race and stay in their own lane? Is that something they can do right now today, Rayne?
Absolutely. No, it goes back to what we just said about time. You need to take advantage of the now.
Come on.
Because the past is the past. Tomorrow's problems will be tomorrow's problems, but we need to focus on right now, what we can do to make our situation better, or to make sure that we are at peace. Because if things are going on in your head, trust me, things can flip. And like I said, you speak what you want into existence. If I get upset, just remember that purpose, right? Mine is my family. Mine is my freedom. Mine is thanking God every day when I wake up. What is your purpose? And you'll be perfectly fine. Just focus on that and focus on running your own race.
I love it. Be patient and focus on running your own race. I love it. I love it. Listen, Rayne, we're running out of time, so I got to get the next question in here, but I really I kind of want to stay right here for a minute, but I know we got to move on a little bit. So let me ask you this. What would be the first thing? Like, say somebody's watching this and they're being intrigued, right? We're sparking their interest in what you do in travel consultation and business consultation. Like, what would be the first step they would have to take in order to start either pursuing a career in travel or even start pursuing experiencing travel? What's the first thing they need to do?
First thing you need to do is identify your goals. Identify your why. That is number one. 2, research. One thing for me, I guess that goes back to a biggest lesson I learned as far as business: do your due diligence. So make sure to research and find your why of why you even want to go and pursue something. But 3rd, especially if you want to start a business, especially if you want to fly out of the country for the first time or go on your first solo trip, contact somebody who is an expert in that market. So of course, I would love to help y'all. Reach out to me at sanctuaryhomestravels.com. But at the same time, there are so many mentors, so many coaches out here that want to help you and want to invest in you. But you are going to have to put in that work. And so that goes back to doing your due diligence, doing that research. We want to see that you want it as bad as you say you want it.
Come on, do your due diligence, do your research. And a thing I got to point out, Rayne, is mentor. You know what I'm saying? You said mentor. And that's the one thing that made my trajectory very, very significant. Right? As soon as I got the right mentorship, the right coaching, basically the right educators, the right teacher, right? Not just any teacher or educator or mentor or coach or a consultant, but somebody who is already doing what I aspire or what I want to do at a high level. And once I found that mentor, that coach, that teacher, that consultant, that educator, and I applied what they were teaching me, Rayne, listen, you see what's going on with me. Things started changing, right? I started seeing success. I started getting access to the very things that I had been aspiring for, the things I had been praying for, the things I had been doing research for, the things that I had been practicing and applying myself for. I started receiving because I got access to coaching and mentorship, somebody that was already there or had been there that said, hey, these are the mistakes I made. This is what not to do. And this is what to do. So listen, I love it, Rayne. And you already done kind of told them where to reach out to you at, you know what I'm saying, at sanctuaryhomestravels.com. But look, I want you to take it a little bit further right quick. Before I ask the next question, I want you to let them know, reiterate that website again, right? Also let them know what your social media handle is. Also, make sure you remind them about this free class or this free course that you got coming up. So go ahead, it's your time. Let them know where they can connect with you, what you got going on, any sales, any prices, whatever you got, let them know.
Yes, absolutely. So you can reach out to me at sanctuaryhomestravels.com. That is my permanent website. So everything from booking to courses to even just getting more contact and being able to reach out to me, you can do it there. On Instagram, Sanctuary Homes Travels, and it's also at Road Ventures with Rayne. So if you think of an adventure, but with the road, then Road Ventures with Rayne, Rayne. And on Facebook, Sanctuary Homes Travels as well. I do want to thank my family for this opportunity. I want to thank Demont. You really, really have not only inspired me, but we talked about mentorship. Recession Proof was actually how Demont and I ever got to be in contact with each other.
Yeah,
I joined Recession Proof last year when I founded my business. And from there, the doors have opened. You mentioned that mentor, and Anthony, I have to give a shout out to him, Curiosity, the Motivator on Instagram. Yeah. And I have to say, my mentor chose me. I didn't choose them. And sometimes you need people that choose you to push you because they see more than you see in yourself. So I thank y'all for this opportunity. And I look forward to working with y'all. I'm excited. We only going up.
We going up. We going up. We going up. Come on, Rayne. We going up. Listen. And it was such a blessing to meet you at the Recession Proof convention in Las Vegas. And kind of briefly, real quick, like in about maybe 10, 15 seconds, kind of let them know, like, because when you approached me and was like, hey, Demont, and you begin to tell me how you found out about me, it kind of blew my mind. So it may help somebody. It always pays to be doing the right thing because you never know who's watching or who you may be inspiring by what happens for you. So let them know what happened and how you even found out I existed, Rayne.
Amen. Say, man, social media is a blessing, okay? It's an underrated blessing.
Yeah.
Many of us. So, like I said, I joined Recession Proof last year, and Marcus Barney is actually the founder of Recession Proof.
Shout out to the big bro.
Yes. Shout out to him 500.
Yeah.
Now, he gave Demont a super, super dope opportunity to be a speaker at the Recession Proof Convention this year. And so when I saw that over Instagram, I immediately started looking through Demont's page because I didn't know him at the time. And so the impact he initially had on me just through social media, when I actually saw him in person, I was so excited because I was like, man, this man changed my life in ways that he doesn't even know. He inspired me, pushed me, and it was really dope. I'm super excited for what God has planned for you and the doors that I already had saw open. I know that, like I said, it's only up.
Wow. Thank you, sis. Like, to God be the glory. Like, really, like that I'm honored. Like you see sweat. I'm sweating again already. Like, but the thing is this, it's like when you make a difference in someone's life and then you get an opportunity to meet that person who you impacted long distance, and you meet that person and they tell you the value that you brought to them, it lets you know, it confirms the fact that doing the work pays off in the end. And listen, Rayne, I'm gonna let you close us out by telling us, like, that one person who we've inspired, right? Who want to pursue their purpose like we're doing, but fear may be holding them back, Rayne, like doubt, right? Shame, like lack, or, you know, something may be holding them back. Like, what would you say? What would you say to that one person, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? And this is my new line, this is my new mantra. You deserve a life of luxury. If I have one to say to you, you deserve a life of luxury. And that doesn't mean flashy cars and bling bling and all this other stuff. It means luxury as a form of time, right? As a form of things that you truly appreciate. The luxury of being able to be with your close ones, the luxury of being able to sleep, okay? Because you're not working 14 to 20 hours a day. The luxury to be able to have a meal and provide for your kids. So you deserve a life of luxury. That's my final tidbit. It goes further, right, with our travels, because you're going to see and experience all these amazing things, but know that you deserve it.
Listen, thank you so much, Rayne. I appreciate all the value. Listen, y'all, hey, that's your big sis, Rayne. You understand me? I'm your big bruh, Demont Pope, aka Mr. Purpose Over Pointless Excuses, telling you that purpose looks good on you. Yeah.